Yo! Bob Nolan here with a thought provoker that may almost be practical. About 40 years ago, I earned my pilot's license from the FAA. Aviating is quite the expensive hobby. So after about 150 hours of flying experience, I kind of let it slide. Not enough bucks, but not long ago, my old friend Bruce let me know that he had the time, inclination, and even some Cessna hours to train me back up into the air. Wow! Bruce is more than just a pilot. He's a seasoned competition-level aerobatic pilot with more skills than most professionals. He said, "Bob, do you really want to do this?" I said, "Oh yeah." He said, "Then let's get this thing done." Kind of sounded like Dad. Aviating is a bit complicated. To drive a car takes a little training. You have to know, a few rules, green and red lights, left turns, right away. It's basically two-dimensional driving a car. Even on hills, you're still basically on a flat road. And after just a little experience, it becomes second nature, right? Not so with flying a plane. You have to know why the wings lift the plane and why the rudder makes a turn and why the elevator makes it point up or down. It's three-dimensional. You have to know fuel consumption, radio frequencies, blah, 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 blah. You got to deal with stuff before you take off so you don't have to pull over, because you cannot pull over. For many seasoned pilots, flying becomes almost second nature, but for a beginner, it's quite complicated. Altitude, approaches, communications, navigations, again, blah, blah, blah. But did you know that flying is all about landing? Anybody can take off and fly around, but flying skills won't mean anything if you can't land the plane safely and hopefully at your intended destination. Oh yeah. If you're flying with Bruce, you're in good hands. He knows the rules. He's familiar with every instrument on the dashboard. On top of his skills, he knows why we are in the air. It's so I can learn the ways and means to get in the air and land safely. He has other things he could be doing, but he wants to do it with me and get me ready to do it by myself. He puts pressure on me, but he's always involved. He critiques my maneuvers, but he doesn't give up on me. He demands precision because he wants me to excel and to be safe. When the flying stress session, oh yeah, stress, is over, he laughs and encourages me. Flying with Bruce is like walking with Dad. We were flying in San Diego County and we're practicing how to approach different airports. He decided to test me on an airstrip in this little town called Fallbrook, an airport with no control tower, few facilities, a podunk airport, surrounded by nasty hills. And it has a short, skinny runway. Yikes! I heard a voice from the right seat. "Land the plane." Yes, sir. When I saw the size of the runway, I began to get nervous. No room for mistakes. Let's see, airspeed, line of descent, flaps, do a good pattern, line up down the middle, put the plane down early on the short runway. Easy enough? Oh yeah, sure. When I turned for final approach, I could feel the beads of sweat on my neck. "I'm too high, it's windy, it's bumpy, it's hot in here." I was too far down the runway. I was left of the center line. I thought to myself, I suck. I heard a voice from the right seat saying, "I've got the plane." Don't doubt me on this. When Bruce says I've got the plane, he's got the plane. I take my hands off the yoke, take my feet off the rudders. He knows what to do. We were in trouble. He took the plane and got us out of trouble. Taking us out of harm's way was more important than my ugly opinion about myself. He was training me, but he wasn't leaving me alone. He was pressuring me, but he didn't belittle me. He was correcting and protecting me, but not rejecting or disqualifying me. With our Dad in heaven, there's training and pressure and corrections. When you mess up, he's not your Pharisee, he's your safety. When things get out of control, he may need to take the plane. He may need to take over. Flying with Bruce is like walking with Dad. How many times in my life have I said to myself, I suck, expecting to be rejected and removed from the game or the plane? But now I know that my thing with God is to try to learn what pleases the Lord, not to agree with words from the dark side, whether from without or from within. As soon as Bruce had gotten us back upward in the air, he said, Bob, take the plane. Let's get on with it. Let's learn this thing so you can do it by yourself and make good use of it for yourself and for other people. As soon as we were out of trouble, he gave the controls back to me. Wow. Your dad is not in a far-off control tower talking and squawking and making life complicated and miserable and just bossing you around. Those tower guys, when you land at an airport with a tower, can be more of a pain than a gain sometimes. But Dad's in the right seat, just like Bruce, wanting you to learn whatever you need to learn, and me too. And he's ready to take the plane if you need to get out of trouble. He'll get involved. Don't worry, he'll give the plane right back to you when it's safe. Oh yeah. Did I mention? Flying with Bruce is like walking with Dad. Excuse me. I'm Bob Nolan with Thought Provokers.